Notice me, streamer. I see you. I see you. I see you. Sitting here doing all like the warm-up social media stuff, and then I come back and I'm being harassed by Barry. My God. We really in there, out there. And I spoke to some of you already today. But for those of you I haven't spoken to yet, hello, hope you're having a great Saturday. As you can see, we got the timer going. A little over 12 minutes. This is exciting stuff. So, the big things I'm looking for today, the big three things I'm looking for today as far as the reveal. Obviously gameplay. Guns, I want to see some neat looking guns. And glams. I want to see these three things. Gameplay, guns, and glams. Extra credit is lore on the pet system. And obviously details on... because one of the lead-up things they were saying is there's multiple ways to win. The 3 Gs. Hey Ale, hey Jeff. Welcome everybody. Hope we're doing alright today. Okay, the soundtrack's also kind of fire too. Some of the promo material they've been letting out for leading up with this is so clean. Like this is one of the runners, and that just looks so fucking clean. I saw this one's by far is my favorite so far. It's extremely cyberpunk, and that's kind of my my vibe right now. I'm so excited. I love the color scheme, like the yellows, pinks, but also like the pseudo advertisements that exist in this world. Same crunch, less guilt. Just corn, no cob. Carbonation, liquid, can. Tastes like meat, isn't.
And then full reveal to go ahead and show you some marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the marathon to talk.
Could you fucking behave?
You on stage here in just a little bit. We wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tac shooter elements to it to really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles. And
it's their classes,
hopefully
essentially.
Away from this
it's going to be our classes, like Titan,
compositions
Hunter,
are
and
going to look
Warlock.
like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out
two
there that may
introverts
not know
meet
what
in
it is
the
a
wild.
Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking. Obviously, here working in video games, it's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the
excited.
first time they see it. I'm really
Fucking
nervous,
goosebumps.
and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today, we're obviously going to get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to
7
share some of
minutes.
that with our community today.
It's very exciting. And selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
If I said it, I'd get in trouble. So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
Okay, so not going away. I gotta go away for a split second. I gotta grab a blanket real fast. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. We're in the mid to low 60s today, and I've got the AC on. Ugh. Okay, 5 minutes till. Let's take a look. See if they've posted anything new. Chat, what are some of the things y'all kind of hope to see from Marathon? What from today specifically? Like, what are the things you're kind of hoping they showcase today? Pets, yeah. Skills, abilities. Let's see. Purple kitty. Here. This is a minute 25. Let's do this. Let's play this. This is the save the date trailer. This is what This is what unlocked for us when the marathon community, us players, did the fucking clever puzzle thing they had set up. Oh, look at the kitty. That right there is most definitely an extract or some sort of event. I have been unbelievably hyped about this since that trailer dropped. Also see some new faces popped in. Hello everybody. Hope we're all doing well. Enjoying our Saturday. Let's see. So let's see. Obviously gameplay, but we're getting that. That's a given. But guns, glams, some like aesthetics. I like abilities. Extra credit if they show like what their progression system is going to be like, or like for shells, like specific shells or runners. Definitely want more pet info. So gameplay, guns, glams, abilities, and possibly progression. Pet info. Oh. It's happening! I will probably shut up when this goes, like, active. But don't mind my jaw being on the floor. Here we go. It's 12.
Welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early.
Oh boy!
No need to worry. You're not going to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly, so, I won't be talking for 20 minutes straight this time. Yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And, my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I have to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
I want a Marathon shirt.
Lars, we're back.
But the Silkworm shirt is so cool.
Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game.
I'm going to switch from YouTube to Twitch
I'll repeat
real
myself,
fast.
but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some
Because apparently we're behind. There we go. Damn, Stealth Hunter strike again.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Yeah, that art style is fire. It's so good. September 23rd. Let's go.
All right. Everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And
Oh,
in
that's
addition
so
to that,
exciting.
Coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, as first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there.
Diane!
It's got some weapons in there.
Thank you for the follow. It's good to have
crazy
you.
stuff
Hope you're having a great
Yeah, a little
Saturday.
taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot. Obviously, it's a Bungie game. We
It's
gotta
good to have you
push
here.
things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously, a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong. The Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. We talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of,
I gotta say,
I don't know, bring a lot more.
one thing
people
I
in. When
noticed
you love
while
something,
we
you really
were
kinda
watching the
wanna
gameplay,
just, attract
you
others
can
to
definitely
it,
tell
make
this
that
is a
bigger part of
Bungie
the
game.
thing.
Like, I guess
So,
it's because it's
yeah,
the Tiger
we're doing a lot
engine,
of work to make that happen.
but it definitely looks
Yeah,
like
it shows. And,
it's a Bungie game for
Lars,
sure.
Obviously,
Just the
Bungie's
way
got a long history of
the way they did
shooters.
the
This is a
in-game
new
capture,
type altogether
the way the
for us to
characters
dive
move
into.
and stuff like
From
that.
your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And, you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed
Getting
alpha
names.
test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
Alpha.
exciting. A lot of different
This
playstyle
is gonna
choose
be-
from out of the gate.
You call Glitch?
And even
Glitch,
furthermore,
I will fight
Joe
you.
Cross,
I will fight
also,
you for
if anyone's
Glitch.
not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty
That's fine.
recently.
It's fine. I'll play
out there on
Blackbird.
Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot. But you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world.
Void is literally in Viz
For these
Hunter.
runners,
Yeah.
you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry.
It's okay,
we
I'll play
limit
the
our
easy class.
materials. We use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as a tool. To
At first glance,
onboard
it'd be hard to
artists
tell
who are
like
working on
which
the
one would be the
project,
easiest one to play.
And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. That's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. You know, as a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But like, what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. Yeah, for the art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy.
Oh, that's cool. Blackbird's like
composition.
thing
So
opens
I
up.
think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort
The
of
helmet
looking back.
opens up. Oh, there's a face under there.
Study on how to hold the spine.
That's
right?
so cool.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yes,
do it.
yes.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner. a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge.
Oh my
throughout
god,
the
this
map.
is giving me so much dopamine right now.
Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can
Oh no,
sponsor
I'm
you
gonna
with
be
a fresh
feeding.
loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable
Just let your
builds
buddy get bodied
create
like that?
highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives,
Pings!
and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself.
Solo
as a
queue.
solo runner.
Let's go.
No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective.
Okay, so there's a time limit.
Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Foy and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination.
Oh, 3 glitches.
Endgame
So it's not going to be like locked
challenges,
based on
ranked
rolls.
play,
That's
discovering
awesome.
secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever 1 run away from the next big score.
Yeah, Sig, you need to be on glitch. Don't betray me, please. Nah, girl, I got your back. I won't let you down, I promise.
All right. It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So, I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think Zoe Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece.
I
Excellent.
knew it. I was like, why does it sound like fucking Ben
He's
Starr?
almost Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Yeah. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is
Say Glitch.
Blackbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too often.
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. Yeah. And so, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right?
He's a Titan main.
The first try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then taking the
He's giving Titan main
and just knocking them out of the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe,
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, everything in we're making a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so if you want to go fast, if you want to go fast, Locust has a super sprint, so to speak. They have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where the body overheats, and so this character has some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into finding implants that maybe expand how much your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's how does this affect the pace, and how does it affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, there's a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so the runners are essentially a base, right? And so each runner has they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right? As our Tox, and so you can build resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you extra passives. And at the base rarity, they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get a cord specifically for glitch, and now you're oh, my double jump is a triple jump? That's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are the
Dude, that is so exciting.
Completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay. All right.
So
There's going to be room for a lot of play
6
styles.
teams of 3?
To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best
I have
strategy.
to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? If someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then, close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross?
That man's
What's
toxic.
your go-to?
That man's toxic as hell.
If you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So that's it.
It's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly. I am
Look
the
really
worst.
great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open
Yeah.
for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap! Like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where these mercenaries kind of going crazy and like all these players are jumping.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay. They're just processing power.
The math is going. Like it's happening.
It's improvisational, right? Yeah. It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot.
yeah.
Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment,
Consumables.
there's
Grenades.
consumables,
Cosmetics. Grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades. We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables, we have backpacks, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it is really related to sort of our factions and contract system. Mm-hmm. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah. We've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts. They're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by a AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really
that's
cool
cool
aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time. And so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was going to say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
So it sounds like there's going to be like a passive
different
progression
missions get
system.
harder over time, right? Which means you want to
That,
have
like-
more loot on
like-
you, so you can.
It's like a
survive
roguelite,
longer,
like where
just
you
in
like
general,
you do your run,
be able to do,
you get this
fight
like
all the different,
experience or currency
hostile
that's like
entities in the
for
world,
like a
get
secondary
through
experience or
there's a
currency, and then you just
POI on a zone that's heavily
like a
fortified by
permanent buff.
UESC and
Like it's
all of the
minuscule at
different
first, but
units that are
I can
there,
imagine like
snipers,
maybe
the
it's like
assault units,
after a while
you
it
wanna
builds
be
up and it's
able
like
to
really
not only
noticeable.
withstand that and players, so there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're going to be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something, or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of the floor for what we think you can be really you can be capable in the environment and actually fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling the goal is that you can always clutch, even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's the beauty of the moment of oh my god, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there'll be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance
I'm
to get into
excited.
the alpha.
That sounds like it's going to be very beginner friendly, but we'll see how it is in execution.
A big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down the ball again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, let me get out!
Oh,
it's
sorry.
game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is such an exciting time.
A lot of these
for us.
players are
You
like
are the first
Tarkov
group
players,
outside
a
of
lot
Bungie
of Hunt
to
Showdown
play Test
players,
for Alpha build.
like Dark and Darker players even got invited. It's really cool.
Look daddy up, let's go. Okay, I am ready and up. Whenever you two are.
Oh, that interface looks kind of snappy. I know it's probably like super
we have
early on to
wings,
say it, but like
some
that
money
interface
this
looks
time.
really snappy.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
Yeah, I'm
who's,
gonna see who we're going to read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, medal.
That should be a good one. That is
I
not.
didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Oh, okay. There's.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you
There
drop.
is. I got a mod
a
earlier.
little-
That's good to
that,
know.
like, drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground,
When you hit
you
the ground,
don't take
it saves it.
It'll
damage.
break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good? You good?
Okay, still heading to field maintenance.
Yep.
Oh, I got AI over here like crazy.
Oh my god, he just come up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
Oh, good shot. The reticles, I like.
There's ammo. Guys, find me. There's a green tank right there.
There's ticks underneath.
I got here, I think.
Player.
Down one. I hit one, pretty killed, but I'm
Round two.
down. That's all of them.
Oh shit.
Actually, you want to do the HDD? Here. Red dot's right there.
Oh, that looks like AI.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
Clear the AI outside first.
I like how they're censoring the swearing using like marathon sound effects. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
What?
That's a purple one.
Damn, they got Dr. Lupo to play. He doesn't hold back on some of his fucking reviews.
Wait, the one is at fire like 5 knees. Oh,
The Grenadiers, yeah. They're
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah.
What'd you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor
15
guy.
minutes until signal loss.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? We're just having this mechanical status effect.
I'm using it.
Approaching active data
Yeah, I'm
collection.
inside with them. When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. AI dropping in. Big ones too.
Oh wow.
USC
They've got long shots in too. Oh, yeah. That's gotta be.
I've got one shield. There's a loot up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I just realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice.
Mobile barricade.
On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a self
Oh, yeah, there's a sniper.
Oh,
There's a sniper.
freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, I see
No,
him, I see him, I see him.
don't
They're circling
underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it. He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff, good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time, I reckon he's gone to res. I see him.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me if they red, tell me if they red.
There's a guy. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Oh, yeah, right on me, right on me. This player. On me. Very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Oh, the pinging system is so good. That's gonna be so helpful.
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I take shots on the right side, like east of him.
No, if they're close.
I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hit him. Or is that USAC?
There's a USAC guy right there.
They were shooting something in there.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knife some AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
We got a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, nice. So it does the Delta Force uncovering thing. So when you look in an inventory
Where did I
container
just
in
hear
Delta
that
Force, in order to see things, it takes time, and over time, as you look into this thing, like you're rummaging through it, so to speak,
I knifed one.
everything's revealed that's in the container.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop sucking him! It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
So far?
Really?
Yeah.
So far, the game looks awesome. I can definitely tell it's still a somewhat like not finalized build. I'm not gonna say it's an early build because this looks solid.
I don't want the
But I can see like there's some things here and there that they're probably gonna
Take it, but I don't.
assess and clean up. But
Here,
so
take
far,
this.
the guns, I love the gun design. It's simple, but like
What's the question
the
marks
colors,
again?
like the bullets on the heavy machine gun right here,
They're
they look
on
like
the map?
square
Oh, I
Nerf
think those are
bullets.
the
That's so
players,
cool.
right?
Like, I don't know, like
Huh?
the colors are doing a lot for me. It looks kind of like a looter shooter.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it does. It does look like a looter shooter.
Players.
So it looks like it's gonna play like an extraction shooter that minored in looter shooter. It's an extraction shooter.
One is broken.
So it looks like an extraction shooter that minored in looter shooter.
Purple shield, like, knocked
Bro
one.
got rolled up on.
I knocked one.
And I just signed up for the alpha. Okay.
Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving.
Bro, the colors are doing so much for me.
Glitch is
I
behind you at the moment.
love when a game has
White
vibrant
shield, white
colors.
shield.
Oh, she's scared.
Probably
She's
because I'm
scared.
biased because I'm colorblind, but still, like the colors pop. Like it's doing what Splatoon did for
Very
me.
nice. I called it purple.
The pseudo cyberpunk, but cyber like.
Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. Here's a
Oh, that's
green
cool.
on it.
Sorry, I got distracted by the loot.
Me.
I'm loving the art
The
style.
big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value.
The soundtrack that you hear playing in the background, I really like that too. It's almost got like a near vibe going to it.
Extraction sheets are like that, where I could have that kind of
Like
gameplay.
not like the beautiful side of near, but like the subtle ominous side.
Lose their mind.
Playing so far has just been
The gunplay looks good.
refreshing.
You
I'd
can
like
definitely
to
tell it's in
say.
the Tiger engine.
Everything felt really
Um,
locked in.
So it definitely is going to feel like a Bungie game. So like you've played
exciting
Destiny,
moment. The game is inherently fun.
you
I
played
just want to play more.
Halo to Infinite. It's going to feel like second nature to you. Like this running, jumping, sprinting, and stuff like that. Just it looks good.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been
The
a great time
abilities-
to set that up, and of course, I promise I'm not
Another
saying
thing I'm
it's
really
just
liking, because the thing I'm like
but
having
head
issues
over to our
with
YouTube
Destiny right now is
channel.
because
We have a full
ability spam is a
20-minute version of
huge
that.
thing in
So
Destiny right now.
youtube.com/marathon
In the
games where to
PvP
find
side,
us. Also same
it
with
doesn't
all
look
of our
like they're
socials,
overly
also added.
spamming like abilities. And if they
Lars,
are
obviously,
using
again, like we
abilities,
talked about
the
before
abilities
that
seem
video,
far
we're
more
familiar with working with our
balanced.
community really closely,
But
but
like he
we've
also
never
addressed
done
that they're going to be
it
doing
this
some
early or at
adjustments
this
still.
scale
But
before.
still, like the
So I've been
abilities
at
look
Bungie
balanced.
for a while now.
Like they're not.
Since the Halo 3 days, and
Your engagement
I
isn't
think
like
the thing
80% ability,
even
20%
since my time,
gunplay.
we've
It looks
been
like it's
really good about
reversed.
is
It's like
working with
probably like a
players, working
60%
with the
gunplay,
community,
40% ability, and
something
that's
we
an
take
awesome
pride in.
split. That's what Destiny used to be, like way back when.
Yeah, we brought people in, players
Way
in
back when.
much earlier
Like
into
Witch
the
Queen.
process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it's super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them,
Clearly
the
Nick was the
creators.
problem.
Yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, love it. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right? And seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right? For like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like. It was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the Dire Marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1 by 1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like. It was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously. Yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina. And
Oh, wow, they got Valkyrie to
There
play.
was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous and they're fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
Pretty
good.
solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys had a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep.
So real quick, folks, for anybody who is interested, if you join the Marathon Discord, they have. Come on now.
But yeah, both of those. It's just.
You join the Marathon Discord. They have a channel where if you type in once you join and everything like that, once you type /alpha in any of their channels, you'll get a link to take a survey. That may get you access to early alpha.
We do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there
And I'll
PvE encounters?
I'll drop
Obviously,
the
you
link
mentioned
for the Discord.
Pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them.
Okay.
We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that'll be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch.
Okay,
of
that's actually not working.
All kinds of surprises that await players, and in the alpha there's a few, but
what's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right?
So here's the
over for you, but that's one. The sniper,
motherfucker.
Also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great.
There we go.
Against
Okay, so once you've fully done the onboarding for the Discord, like accept the terms of service, done the little challenges, once you become a full-fledged member, in any channel, you can do /alpha, and you'll get a link. You'll get a link, like a bot is going to respond to you in that channel. That'll send you a link. You just click the link, and then fill out a short survey. It's like age. What are your gaming habits? How many hours a day do you spend gaming? What's your equipment? Like, what's your processor type? Stuff like that. Once you fill out that survey, you'll be added to a list. It's not a guarantee to get the alpha, but I'm guessing the earlier you do it, the better you'll feel, or the better your odds are.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want, or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those three different players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what.
I've got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Right, like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. So again, obviously it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, when our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's going to be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game, sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it.
All right, what did I miss?
We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time
Did
to see folks play, right? Like,
did they drop the concept art of Morosov in a bathtub?
Working together on all the
Or a hot
activities
tub.
and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
I'm also curious to see who
Did they show Shaxx
which runner will be the crowd favorite. Yeah.
in a shower scene?
I've
If not,
theories.
I'm not going to pre-order.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job.
And they did say stick around to the very end because there's going to be something that happens. So we ain't going nowhere.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bach. And thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space.
It's lore. We're getting lore, y'all. We're eating good today.
Show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
I'm actually going to hide my camera for this so y'all don't miss anything. Whoa, what?
I met a traveler from an antique land who said,
It's Ben Starr.
two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculptor well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them. And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell. As the new shell.
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there. So.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be my lucky charm.
I can fix her. She will fix you. Oh, the sound design is so good.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now,
You know
consider
that's your
this. Do you recognize this child?
I don't know.
It's you.
Really?
Whatever it takes. Nick's like, I will take one for the team. Said, I'm gonna play my part.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
Is that Carolina Ravassa?
Speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
No, it's not Carolina Ravassa.
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Oh, shit.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Boundless and bare. The lone and level sands stretch far away.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Hot damn, brother. That was nuts. That was a roller coaster, y'all. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Alright, so how are we feeling about everything so far? What do we think? Questions, thoughts, speculation. Yeah, and if you haven't already, join the Discord and do the onboarding for the Discord, and then in any channel, type /alpha, and you'll get a survey. Just fill out the survey, and you'll be added to the list to receive alpha access. It's not guaranteed, but still. So for me, I'm not gonna lie, I am thoroughly impressed with everything I saw today. First and foremost, you can definitely tell it's a Bungie game. It looks like it like the Tiger engine. I didn't realize how distinct it was. It's pretty distinct. Like you can tell that if you are comfortable with the controls of Destiny, you're gonna feel right at home with this game. The gunplay looks awesome. But that's also another like thing you can attribute to the Tiger engine. The aesthetic, amazing. The color scheme, amazing. The sound design for the guns, the water effects, the ambient sounds, all of that was so cool. The little bit of voice acting we got was awesome. I'm really excited to see if they keep having Ben Starr be our narrator through the story, because that's phenomenal. That's just good, clean fun right there. So we got the gameplay. We knew that we were gonna get the gameplay. We got some gunplay, so it's 2 of my 3 Gs. And then with that scene with Glitch when she was sitting there in the chair, all the different outfits it had her, I can imagine that would count as glam. So I'm gonna say my 3 Gs are. I'm a pretty happy camper. Are we feeling more hype, less hype? What are y'all's thoughts? I'm like religiously checking my email. Not feeling it? That's fair. That's fair. Bit I saw looked really cool. And I like how they're going to try to make this like a more approachable extraction shooter. Really dig the style of it. That's one of the bigger selling points for me. It's like, obviously I knew the gunplay was going to be good because that's like Bungie is like the leader in the entire FPS space about about their gunplay. Like they hands down the best gunplay, so I knew that was going to be good, but the aesthetic, the style, the world, like that really did a lot for me. Extraction shooters blew up and then disappeared, so if they can do something unique, there's zero competition in the space. That's probably their bet. That's fair. And for what it's worth, the extraction shooter is actually a hard market to get into because a couple games popped up recently that didn't quite make it, like Delta Force. Like it's still active, but it didn't blow up like people thought it was going to because they didn't really do anything like groundbreakingly innovative. But you're absolutely right, and if they can get a foothold in this new era of extraction shooters, I wonder if they'll become the standard. Because I know Tarkov kind of went to... I know a lot of people have issues with Tarkov now. Okay.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Should I
This
not
is
have done that?
some scaroception going on. Let's see. It's also available to wishlist on Steam. I was not expecting a full-fledged release date. That was awesome. That's 5 months away. Yeah. And that's another thing. It's like the extraction shooter space is it's very hardcore. Like Sleepy Panda 150, Callie, it's so good to have you. I see all of you in the Discord. So the fact that they said they were going to go out of their way to kind of make this a little bit more... Outside of that, I personally don't like the aesthetic at all. It was too garish, horns, just not my tea. The promo material is god tier. It looks good. It sounds good. That's standard Bungie, though. Yeah, it's true. We know it's going to have good shooting, sounds, visuals. All of Destiny's stuff looked and sounded pretty. I'd rather have Helldiver's competitor. Need more quality PvE shooters. See, and here's the thing. I'm on the flip side of that. I need like another quality PvP shooter, and I think that's my biggest gripe with Destiny right now. Like you can, like Chris, if you're in here, brother, you can vouch for it. I can't do their PvP no more. I mean, I can, but I'm just I need a new PvP shooter, personally. Like that's my biggest thing right now. What's it doing wrong? So, Destiny's big issue right now with PvP, my biggest gripe is, so everything is when you tune one weapon type, all it does is another takes its place. Like and it's not by a small margin. Like it's not like, if you like say you nerf like like auto rifles, or you buff auto rifles. All that buff does is essentially takes pulse rifles out of the top spot. It's the balancing they do is, it's like, so for example, okay, here we go. Pulse rifles, currently the meta, specifically the BXR frames. Those are the ones. Yeah, it's whack-a-mole. Like one goes away, one immediately pops right up, and it's like if you nerf the current pulse rifles that are the meta, all that's going to do is make another weapon type, like hand cannons. The first thing that comes to mind is like you nerf pulse rifles, hand cannons are going to come back with a vengeance. Hell, 120s are already doing way too much as it is. When you've got things like Krimel's Dagger, which is like precision instrument and like moving target, like that's too good of a combo for 120. And on top of that, so the weapon balance is in kind of a wonky place, but on top of that, ability balance. And this is something that they've already addressed, they're fixing with the new expansion coming out. I forgot what it's called. What is it? Frontiers? They're already going to address that in Frontiers. They're going to like change the way the cooldown system works, so hopefully it's more balanced. But the issue I have right now is like, it's like I was saying earlier, it's like currently playing a Destiny 2 PvP match is like 60% abilities, or I would say 70% abilities, and then 30% gunplay. It's like your goal is to have uptime on everything, so you can just like it's like the Moon Knight meme where it's like random bullshit go, and he just throws everything he has at them. The issue is that works, and that shouldn't work, and it's really hard to counterplay that. Like if what they could do is give Void subclasses in Destiny, give them like more, what is it? What's the verb they use? Suppress. Like more suppress. They need more counterplay as well as tactical moment-to-moment decision-making. Exactly. And that's my big issue is like, also their matchmaking. Their matchmaking is nuts. Like I am not, as much as Bungie's matchmaking system thinks I am not I cannot 1v6 comfortably, even though Bungie's matchmaking system says I can, because it always throws me up against sweats. I mean, I'm always getting paired up against streamers. And it leaves no room for me to really like try to experiment with builds, because of the balancing stuff going on, like the ability spam and the weapon types that are just absolutely dominating. There really isn't room for any creative type of build crafting. And I think that's why I liked what I saw with Marathon. Is it was the reverse. It was like 70% gunplay with 30% like ability, but also your abilities have to be well timed. Like you have to use it with intent. Now I know that comes from, the inherent nature of like a 6v6, shooting each other in a freaking arena versus a, extraction shooter where you die, that's it. You've lost the game. I know there's a bit of difference there, and I think that's why I'm leaning more towards Marathon at this point. But like this right here, like all these bright popping colors, I love this so much. Like just looking at this gives me all the dopamine. And then I also like the like a post-apocalyptic / like cyber cyber post-apocalyptic, but like cyberpunk style to it too, like mechanical, but like also like weaving mechanical and organic. Like the scene in that last cutscene where they had the silkworms printing out Glitch's new shell. That was so cool. Also, the gun design, I'm really feeling like this part right here really stuck out to me. The little square bullets. It's not huge, but that does a lot for me. It's just blocks. Yeah. Like I'm gonna do a squad wipe with a batch of 1x1 Legos. Watch me. The guy's shooting Legos. Exactly. But the dark and bright colors, it's the black parts that create the voids of shape, so it's hard to read a bit. Yeah. And I was worried because based off of all the promo art beforehand, I was worried the world wasn't going to be as fleshed out as it was, but like watching the streamers play and all those different what is the fucking word? Compounds, all the different compounds. Like watching all them, like watching the fights happen in all the different compounds. That was really cool. I'm also like really digging like the musical style. I know who you are. I'm Malnarath. I am Malnarath. I know who you are. Oh, but honestly, I'm really, really pleased with the showcase today. I'm really excited. It's just, am I patient? Like, can my patience hold me over until September? Like, based on what I've seen today, I'm going to be like no-lifing this game. See? And you can already tell, like, this probably was Glitch once upon a time. Like, this was probably the concept for Glitch before. And now they've fleshed her out. Or them, I don't know. They fleshed them out so much more for this new one. Free to play? Yes, it's going to be free to play. They've already confirmed it's going to be free to play. And I will say this, Bungie doesn't do pay to win. They do charge for cosmetics. But sometimes, especially like the crossover stuff, is just downright expensive. Like the things that immediately come to mind, like as far as being expensive cosmetics in Destiny, the Star Wars collab, the Witcher collab, and the Assassin's Creed collab were a little pricey. But like the rest of the stuff, like their homebrewed, homemade cosmetics, I can imagine they're going to be priced reasonably. But they did confirm it's going to be free to play. And you'll probably be able to earn an in-game currency or buy into it that'll, like, I don't know, give you extra shells. Gotcha, I'll be trying it out then, but we shall see. If I can get into an extraction shooter, then the sky's falling. Although Bungie's gameplay is always 99 out of 100, it's really the business side I disagree with. And that's fair. That's completely fair. Yeah, no, they rightfully catch a lot of shit for what they do on the business side, but god damn can they make video games. Oh, god damn can they make video games. But yeah, and again, I'm gonna link it one more time, just so everybody has it. Discord, join their Discord, do the slight onboarding stuff, and then once you've got all that taken care of, just /alpha in any of the channels. What people seem to be doing, just to not interrupt the flow of other conversations, is a new noise channel is where everybody seems to be doing their /alpha. Yeah, see? /alpha is where everybody's doing that, and then the bots are responding. Like there's a bot in there that'll send you a code. You fill out the short survey, really basic stuff. Took all of like 2 minutes for me to fill it out. I did it on stream without missing a beat. It'll even let you pick like which system you're playing on, you know, PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. But well, fantastic. Well, I want to call it there for today. I think I will for today. This was awesome. A nice solid showcase. I was unreasonably excited about this game before. It's stupid how excited I am for the game now. Actually, you know what? Let's go back and review. Let's review the trailer that dropped today. Because I really do want to like analyze this a little closer. This is the one that, okay. Hold up. Like this part where they pointed out, because you see they're in the compound, and then all of a sudden, like everything starts to close up. That's a cool interaction. That's really neat. Like the environment actually can hinder you or help, depending on if you're on the sending or receiving side. And that's another thing. Like currently, like the extraction shooters I play, like Dark and Darker and Hunt Showdown, the only thing the environment does is throw NPCs and AI at you. Like that's the thing. Why is that up? We don't need that. Should probably just delete that, honestly. But currently in like the extraction shooters I play, the AI, like all the environment does is spawn AI. Like opening and closing doors, yeah, that's kind of given in today's Gamerscape, but like this turning on a compound's like functions to create an enclosed combat space. It's so simple, and I'm surprised it's not done more.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over.
I'm really glad they got Ben Starr to narrate. That was such the icing on the cake.
Run.
Another thing I like is the crosshairs. The crosshairs on some of these guns are really, really nice. Really easy on the eyes. And they look like they actually help. God. Escape will make me God. That's such a cool ass catchphrase too. The finishers is cool. Like the simple. Now, one thing I do want to see that most shooters don't really do these days is reticle customization. I think one of my biggest issues I have with Destiny right now is the fact that all it does is let you change the neutral reticle color, like when you're not aiming down the sights, but then once you aim down the sights, it overrides the shape and color. And a lot of shooters, and this is more of a personal bug for me, a lot of shooters actually have just red dots, like the red dot, which is fine and all, but me being colorblind, when stuff gets intense, it kind of fades from my view. And that's one of the things I like about Call of Duty, is because, at least in Black Ops 6 and more modern Call of Duties, they let you customize reticle colors. Like, I literally this morning when I was playing Call of Duty, I put a purple or a blue dot sight on my gun. It's nice. Like, little quality of life things I'm hoping to see. I'm not going to hold my breath, and it's not going to be a deal breaker, but being somebody who like struggles with that stuff, and also the ability to, Marvel Rivals has creative reticle customization. They do. And that's another thing. Marvel Rivals and Overwatch are great about that shit. Because Overwatch let me do that too. Back when I played Overwatch. Marvel Rivals is really good about the customization. Another thing is I'm left-handed. I play left-handed. I have my left-handed mouse. I hope they don't do... And it's Bungie. I know they will. They're all about accessibility. But a trend I've seen in a couple newer shooter games is the key binding system is fucking weird. And it's like you can bind one key, but it still has but that key that you just unbound from, like a Q, right? Because I'll remap Q to my O. But Q will still have functions in other contexts that I have to go remap. And I'm hoping I can just do like a group context rebind or something like that. I'm also, thinking about it. The customization, I'm hoping is going to be good as far as aesthetic goes, like you're customizing your runners. But you need to still be able to, on being an opponent, you still need to be able to readily identify, okay, that's a glitch. That's a locust. That's a blackbird. That's a void right there. I don't want, because I wanted super in-depth customization, but I need to know, as far as intel goes, I need to know what I'm running up against. So I hope the customization is in-depth enough, but not to the point where I have to second guess, okay, was that a locust? Is that a void? Oh, they just went invisible, and I was preparing to go rush down this guy. Now they're going to be invisible, and now they have me at disadvantage. Let's see what else they posted today. I really enjoy the music. Oh, we don't need to watch the cinematic one. But I am ready to get to some lore on this. I know some of the factions already are Sakaguchi and NV. This right here, I don't know what their role is. I'm contemplating playing going back and playing the originals, at least 1 and 2. I heard 3 is really hard to deal with. Okay, right here, in this scene specifically, something stood out to me. Is just the way they almost look cell shaded, ever so slightly. They look cell shaded, and I'm wondering if that's going to be a thing that sticks with them to release, or if this is just one of those early access quirks, or not early access, alpha build quirks. Because you see, right here, it especially is see when you zoom in. is just you can see the lines of everything, even on the textures that are like colored black. I personally like it, especially in an extraction shooter where things can kind of be hard to see, but that's kind of the point of it all.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around
I think it's part of the style. That's what I'm hoping for. It does look good. It does look good.
A cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map.
So like these zones, I'm enjoying the diversity of the build of these zones. I am hoping there's kind of a little bit more distinction, like as far as like this, like the zones, because from, and I guess this is a thing of the art style, but like some of them look like they could be the same, what's the word? I literally used it like 2 seconds ago.
To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune.
Like the zones.
The environments of Tau
I don't
Ceti 4
I'm drawing a fucking blank on the word.
weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault.
I'm really happy they did this.
Death is
That was one of my favorite things about Delta Force is like the, you know, see the container, you see the squares are out there. As you like stay on this menu, these squares are gonna uncode themselves, and it's gonna show you what's in there. I really like that. I'm not sure if other extraction shooters do that. I know Hunt Showdown doesn't do it. Hunt Showdown's a little bit of a weird one though. It's an extraction shooter that's almost like, so Hunt Showdown's different, and in the way it's not like you're not there primarily to explore. It's an objective based extraction shooter. Like you spawn in with your team, and then the other team spawn in around the map as well, and all of y'all spawn in with the distinct goal to go find the boss, the single boss that's on the map, kill that boss, and extract with those tokens. Other shooters, like for example Delta Force, when you would spawn in on the map, it was kind of up to you and your team what y'all wanted to do and how much of it y'all wanted to do. Like you would find, you know, you would see like immediately, like you'd spawn in on Delta Force, you'd open your map and you'd see, okay, there's like objectives littered throughout the map, and you could choose to engage in those or not. It looks like this one's going to be somewhat similar. I'm curious to see what kind of time frame they put on it, because they did say the contracts are timed.
It's inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponent, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront.
Okay, but this this lack of map awareness, like your buddy just got mowed down.
Customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end.
What kind of aim is that?
If you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself.
It's honestly something I'm probably going to be doing a lot. I mean, obviously I'm going to be playing with my friends, like some of you guys, but I think I'm going to be doing a lot of solo queue because I enjoy that shit, like overcoming those odds and then getting paid big to do so. Like, that's awesome.
Solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective.
Like, I wonder when Ben said that each run has a time limit. What exactly does that entail? Like is the contract itself your like what you I guess, or is it the instance itself? Does it have a time limit? Like, clearly, because that would just, you could sit there and stay in an instance forever, but is it instance based time limit, or is it like a contract? Like, okay, the thing you signed up for is done. Like Hunt Showdown. Like, oh, the thing you signed up for is done. Now here's a time limit. Get out of here before then, because that's what happens in Hunt Showdown. So like, in Hunt Showdown, like I was saying, everybody spawns in to kill this one target. Once that target's dead and the 2 tokens it dropped are extracted, it immediately notifies every player that they need to extract right now, and it gives them like a 5-minute time limit. And all the extraction points are at the edge of the map, so that's why it gives you like a time, because it's like you got to run all the way to the edge of the map. So I'm wondering, will this work the same way? Like, if that contract is completed, will there be a timer where you have to extract from, or is it just, oh, it's the instance, you have like 20 minutes to kind of just do whatever you want? Because that's one of the things I liked about Delta Force. All right, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. But yeah, and that's what I'm just wondering is like the time limits. Like, how is that going to play out?
Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation?
Also, this little detail right here.
Slip into the shadows as Void.
When you're playing as Void and you see the ripples in the water where you're walking, that's cool. I like that. Let's see. Yeah.
And goes past
So that's something you can look out for or avoid if you're playing a void character.
enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implant and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews.
I want to see what that projectile she launches does. Like, is it just an explosion?
And a specialized
Is it
backpack
disorienting?
to be the lifeline they need.
I'm also wondering if...
The specialized
So the claymores,
grab extra equipment,
the
shield
frontal
charges,
cone of light,
and a spe-
I wonder if that's visible by other players, like enemy players. Or would you need like a Blackbird to be able to like ping that for you?
specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. Well, I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it there for the day. It is an off day after all. But this was a lot of fun. I'm really glad everybody joined me. This gameplay reveal is just, I'm all the more hyped about it right now. So excited. Yeah. If you haven't already, I know most of you already here have already subbed or followed. If you haven't already, please do so. I'm also on YouTube. You can subscribe over there and ring the bell, and you'll get notified anytime I go live. If you can. I know I've shared in my social circles as much as I can. If y'all can do the same, just kind of put in a word for me in your social circles just to kind of get the word out. I've got the followers. It's just a matter of reaching higher average viewers, and then we can get affiliate, and then I can start doing more fun stuff with this. The main thing I'm worried about as far as getting affiliate is the bit rate removed, so I can do higher quality streams like 1080p and stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it if y'all could just kind of spread the word a little bit. But other than that, I think we're good for today. Everybody, y'all have a happy and have a good Saturday. Happy weekend, and I'll see y'all Monday. I'm gonna be playing some more No Man's Sky on Monday. Probably gonna be playing some Black Ops 6 as well. See how that treats me. See if y'all enjoy watching that gameplay, because I want to play Destiny, but Destiny's kind of hurt my feelings right now as far as PvP goes. So, but all right, folks, I'll talk to y'all later.